Call the Dickinson County Commission regular meeting for December 19th to order. Please stand for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We would approve the agenda with the addition of approval of CMD licenses for Wall Four Seasons and resolution 12/19/24 authorizing tax sale.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Consent agenda, minutes of the September 12th meeting, payroll of $405,507.73, abatements of $2,064.98, added tax of $1,523.48, escape tax of $1,059.20, credit card wire payment of $30,233.35, and wire utility $10,637.85.
$30,231.35.
$30,231.35. Okay, I must correct.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Commission comments and committee reports. Mr. Peterson.
This past week, we had a meeting at Central Kansas Mental Health, and I serve on that board. And there's an expansion being planned as far as a building location. They'll still have their same location, but there's a building that has been purchased, and so it serves several counties. But the other thing I was going to bring up, last week, we visited, the commission visited Solomon over there to look at a early child care center. It was just great. But they also had this really nice publication they gave out that told about all the activities going on over at Solomon. And as I happened to go through that, they had one page on the partnership that they have with Central Kansas Mental Health Center. And it just mentions that in 2018, Solomon was among the first 10 schools in Kansas. So in Kansas, to partner with Central Kansas Mental Health, and it would enhance the student mental health and wellness resources. And so they're looking not only to help the schools and partner with the schools, but to, in a cost-effective manner, but to also have early intervention. And there's also trained counselors that are part of the school district already. So it's a good partnership that, since that happened to do with a board that I serve on, and I serve on it on behalf of the county commission. And I know Ron's on another board and Craig's on another board and so on. That's just, we kind of divide that up. So I just wanted to bring that out. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ron.
I did spend quite a bit of time yesterday at the Juvenile Detention Center in Junction City. Like anything else, so we're all experiencing the high costs of everything going up. The problem of it is the facility is becoming outgrown. It's being used a lot and we need more room. So to save money to the taxpayers and accommodate what's happening in our economy as far as crime, we're talking to the Saline County Department of Corrections to see if we can use one of their corridors that's empty and they're not using to facilitate the housing of these youth. But I am pleased to say that these young men and women that are serving in there for a number of reasons are pretty rough crimes. They're serving. It's not just petty crimes that they're serving there. But 10 of them got graduated as a GED type graduation, and they're moving on to other types of education. So they're not just sitting in those facilities looking at the walls. We're expecting them to participate and become educated, and hopefully turn them out into an environment where they can succeed successfully. So we're really proud of that. There is turnover of directors right now because of the election. So the first of the year, we're going to see new people coming in. Of course, new decisions being made, but they'll be good decisions. But everything's working well, and we're still in business. So
I have.
Thank you, Ron. Our work session this morning, Cindy Covington and Shar Magnet, for the core community, opioid funding request. John Holgram was in and purchased ambulance, moving him back a year. Replacement of fuel station computer system down at the Highway and Bridge Department. It's not operable. And then we set the canvas date. But we will set the canvas date for the election, special election, February 12th at 9:30 for the special election. I did remotely attend a KAC meeting yesterday. Kansas Association of Counties. Anything else? We have no petitions or proclamations, public comments,
Commissioners, for the Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4317 and 75-4318A, as the elected board, the county commission is not allowed to meet or make any decisions without posting the meeting. They are only allowed to act on items on the agenda which they set. During their regular meeting, the county commission may allow for public comments on items not listed on the approved agenda. If you wish to provide comments, please come forward to the podium and state your name and address. If you are online, raise your hand and we will unmute you. Please state your name and address. Each person may speak for 3 minutes. The allotted time will start after the speaker has given his or her name and address. Public comments shall be addressed to the county commission only and not to the speaker or the audience. Only the county commission will be permitted to ask the speaker questions. The public comment period is not a back and forth discussion with the county commission. You should make your views and input known to them, but it is not a time to ask them questions. You should not expect them to respond to your comments. Comments may express support or agreement with previous speakers, but in the interest of time, please do not repeat the same information. You may state something to the effect of your name and address and you agree with the previous speaker. It is important to maintain a respectful, non-threatening atmosphere for anyone who would like to speak. Please do not engage in such actions as cheering, booing, clapping, insults, threats, etc.
Please step up to the podium if you have any comments that are not on the agenda. 3 minutes. Anybody online?
Let's see. Thought that has a question.
Moving on then. County report.
Commissioners, we found that we have an open position on the Planning and Zoning Board, hopefully from the west side of the county. We had a resignation earlier this month. The Planning and Zoning Director has a Planning and Zoning Board meeting tonight at 7 p.m. here. The end-of-year preparations for offices to close the books are going on currently as part of our normal process. The emergency manager will hold a local emergency planning committee meeting this Friday. The highway department is out trimming trees, and county offices will be closed on December 24th and 25th in observance of the Christmas holiday.
Any questions for Janelle?
No.
Good. Anything else for Doug?
I've got a couple of things. One is, you want to go over that tower while we're talking here?
No, because I'll have to get the agreement out.
Okay, that'll be fine. One of the things that I've been working on, and we're coming up on this time frame here for the tax sale, the next tax sale. And as you recall, because of COVID, we wasn't able to do a couple of sales in there. But I would like to have the tax sale move forward, that the board would approve the work that I want to put in on the tax sale, and that would be for time frame. There's one parcel property of 2017, I think, and others going on up through 2023. We've got 35 parcels of real estate. And if the commission approves it, why then I will move forward with the paperwork that's necessary to proceed with the tax sale.
Any questions for Doug? Moving on, and we'll introduction resolutions. We'll consider the action on the tax sale. I have a motion to approve the resolution 12/1924, a resolution authorizing the judicial foreclosure and sale of real estate and interest in real estate located in Dickinson County, Kansas. Whereupon the taxes, special assessments levied against tract of the property, real estate property, are remaining due and unpaid.
That's so moved.
And moved and seconded. Any other discussion?
Are you seconding it?
Yeah, I made a motion.
Oh, you made the
Yeah,
motion?
I made a motion to do it.
Oh,
Resolution.
well, then I'll give the second if that's your motion.
Yeah. Any other discussion? Not? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
I will move forward with that. That's all I have for right now. Next week, I will have contracts for the court-appointed attorneys that are involved with our system here. And I'll have that on the docket next week as well for contracts. That's all I have right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Unfinished business.
Do you have any notices or communication?
I guess I forgot that. Thank you. And Lynn pointed out to me too. Yeah, we did get a notice that we're being filed. I don't want to say this right. Complaint about the wind farm issue. Somebody did respond to it.
That was filed with the
District Court.
judicial
Yeah,
court.
Yeah. We got a letter here from NG Consultants, and then a Merry Christmas card from Environmental Services. Emails, can you mail it? Need to review?
Couple of Christmas cards.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Gee, I forgot to, I didn't put it on my deal. The special election we're going to be having in Abilene.
This is for Abilene residents only. It's a special question for the Abilene sales tax, 0.35% for funding the recreation facility improvements and to include multipurpose fields. That will be February 4th at Homes West. The last day to register is January 14th. Early voting will begin January 15th here at the courthouse, and it will end at noon on February 3rd. The polls will be open for Abilene residents at Home West on February 4th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's
Thank you, Jeannie. Okay, now we have some unfinished business, and we're going to remove the tabled motion compensation plan from the agenda. We need to vote on that.
I think before we do that, because if some of the people here knew it was going to be removed from the agenda, perhaps they would have wanted to make a comment during the comment period. So and we talked earlier about town hall meetings and being able to hear back from people. So I think they should have opportunity, just even though it wouldn't be an action item, they should have opportunity to comment on the compensation plan or if they had questions on it.
So a question that I have, so you want to change the rules for public comment that we've been following? Because I need to update that if you're going to accept comments on items on the agenda.
If, as a point of order, if we did discuss this, the commission did, even not as an action item, do they still have the ability to make a comment if they have one?
That's what I'm asking. This is your meeting. Do you want to allow comments on items on the agenda as the Board of County Commissioners?
It could be that there's some people that are here this week that wouldn't come next week. So it'd be good for them to have an opportunity on that. And I think just a summary statement of what the compensation plan would be helpful so they know what we're discussing about, because people have heard various things, and to hear something specific would be helpful as far as what led us to where we're at and a little bit of what we're considering.
So my question though is, does the Board of County Commissioners wish to change the rules of public comment and allow comments so I can update our rules of public comment? Is that what the Board of County Commissioners wishes to do?
I would for today, yes.
Yeah, you can't do it for one day.
Well, we can review that, and if there's a policy change on that, we can do that. But I think we need to have opportunity for people to speak. I mean, earlier in our work study session, we talked about having a town hall meeting where people.
This is not town hall meeting.
It isn't, but they're here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of these people can't come next week. I don't know. But they came today because they thought it would be on the agenda.
No. We're not taking public comments. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just, no, I'm counting back there, got her hand up and stuff. If they can make it today, they can make it when we put it back on the table. I don't think we need to change. And I was out of line last time when I let Diane, because it's only non-agenda items that we should allow on comments on. Any questions about that? Any problem with it?
So the pay plan has been discussed for quite a while. We started the process over a year ago, actually in the summer. And I guess a little bit of the concerns that I've heard, so this can be taken into consideration for next week if that's where it ends up. A lot of people on Social Security, they're going to get a 2.5% increase. And they've also, in memos and such, been reminded that we did not raise the mill levy. But if we did that as a pay plan for the employees, I think the employees would be very, very concerned that it was only 2.5%, regardless of the fact that we have not raised the mill levy. And so the recommendations we have on the pay plan are at such a level, I think something that could be considered. And this isn't an action item for today, but this could be done in steps, not necessarily in 1 year, but it could be done in steps. And then I guess the other, and I wouldn't expect an answer on this today, but usually we give 3 or 4%. I think sometimes we've given 5% increase for the employees on their wage and salary. If this pay plan was adopted as is, what would be the greatest amount of increase that any employee or anyone that's part of the pay plan, what would be the largest percentage increase that they would receive compared to last year? And that may be hard to factor in because sometimes people have overtime. We don't predict they're going to have overtime the following year. But anyway, I think that would be helpful information because we have a responsibility, I feel, as a commission to have a good work environment and competitive wage, but we also have a responsibility to the public. And we have a responsibility to the public to have something that is affordable because it is a tax base that we work off of. And so that's where our funding comes from. So anyway, that's the only comment I have. And I don't know, Craig or Ron, if you have anything. And
We did a pay plan adjustment because we were paying some people not enough and some people too much. So we didn't just do a pay plan, we did a study, hired a company to do a study. And that's where the increases or decreases came from. I don't think anybody got a decrease because they were held steady. So, but we're going to move on forward with the motion or not. I have a second for the motion.
could you state the motion?
Jeannie, you want to repeat it?
I'd like to remove the compensation plan from the table.
Remove the compensation plan from the table.
That's the motion.
Yes, that was the motion.
So previously it had been tabled.
Right.
So,
You remove the table option from the unfinished business.
and then what's the procedure on that once it's
We'll make a motion.
hasn't been tabled? So just kind of Robert's Rules of Orders. I think Kenny had brought that up in our work study session.
So
So they know what we're talking about.
We're going to make a motion then to remove the language Attorney General's office.
You've made a motion to remove it from the table, and then you will
Make another
make a
motion.
motion to amend the original motion and remove the language from
the Attorney General's investigation.
Attorney General's investigation and place it on the agenda for December 26th.
Motion died for lack of second. Moving on. Unfinished business, approve CEMB license for Enterprise Mini Mart. You know?
Commissioner Jeannie.
We've gone through all the steps. The township has approved it. Now we just need the final approval so that we can issue the license, or you're signing the license for it.
I'll make a motion to approve CMB license for Enterprise Mini Mart.
I'll second it.
Moving second, any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Addition to the agenda, we're to approve CMB license for all 4 seasons. And there's 2 of those licenses. I'll make the motion to approve the CMB license for all 4 seasons.
I'll second it.
Been moving second, any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carried. How much time we need for executive session?
Doug, for this first one, 20 minutes, maybe 20. And that should include the 3 commissioners, Doug, Marcus, and Tim.
I'll make the motion to go into 11:25 for executive session for attorney-client privilege, and we'll come back out in 11:45.
I'll second it.
Been moving second, any other discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried.
No.
20.
Attorney-client.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Marcus.
Doug, the commissioners and myself. We have a couple minutes.
Couple minutes, Doug. Just a couple minutes yet.
Couple minutes.
Oh, not yet.
Okay. This one over here, that to be signed.
Here. We have the resolution.
I gave it to Jeannie.
Okay.
You should have it out there. I gave it. Right here it is.
Good.
And she'll need, did she attest it yet?
No.
Okay, so we'll have her attest it.
Okay,
It should be
good
good.
deal.
No, I just hit it with my finger and knocked it over.
Call the meeting back to order. No action was taken in executive session.
I'll make a motion that we leave executive session and return to regular session.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried.
Do you have
Yeah,
this online now?
Yes, yes.
we have request for executive session for non-elected personnel. How much time we need to know? 15 minutes?
15 minutes, if that works for you.
Everybody fine with that?
I'm good.
It
Second.
would include the 3 commissioners and myself.
Have 3 commissioners to begin with.
Right.
Have a motion and a second?
I'll make that motion.
Is Doug in on this? Did you say?
No.
Oh, okay.
Go into executive session at 11:50 for 15 minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried.
Thank you, Doug. Okay,
What time is it starting?
11:50.
Okay, so
Yep.
Got the worker coming to set.
Yep.
Man. So I need
Next year, next
good weather.
Yeah. Step out for a couple minutes.
Yeah. About 5 minutes, then we'll invite you in.
Okay. I'll just go into my office and
Yeah. Well,
no more than 7. Okay.
Letter, we've got like 3 of them in here.
I've got them here.
motion to come out of executive session.
Make that motion.
I'll second it. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed, motion carried. No action was taken. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
But commissioners, you use,
What?
what do you want to do with the compensation plan? Is your intent that we're going to wait for the AG's determination? Because it died for a lack of second to take it off the table.
So that happened, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay. I need to tell the employees something that we're not going to know, so their raises won't take effect on the second check in January.
There's other alternatives.
Not according to the motion that was made, and it did not come off the table, so
There's other alternatives. I'm just telling you, but everybody's got to figure it out. That's
Let's
fine.
discuss it. Kathy here. Take note.
We could put a percentage of an increase. And basically all you have to do is have a budget extension from 2024. And you could key in a 3% increase, for example, which would go into effect, and that would take care of that. And then when the pay plan is considered, it could replace that. But that would give them something for the very first of the year, and at least the first pay period or first two pay periods. But anyway, that's something that, for example, we did that. It's an accounting procedure that can be done. You can have an extension if you don't have all the information in place that you need to set that budget, and yet December 31st is coming. So, and you could probably check with April there at Varney's accounting.
well, respectfully, the budget has been set, and it does include the pay plan at 100%. That's what the 2025 budget was passed.
The budget has been passed,
Yes.
but does that mean you have to spend 100% of what is in a budget? We always tell people we budget, and then if there's ways we can save and have carryover and move it into surplus, that can happen. But anyway, this is an alternative that I just mentioned for your consideration, and I'm not trying to throw a surprise on it. It's just something we could do.
Well, I would need direction from the Board of County Commissioners if that is what they would like to do.
And that doesn't mean the pay plan just goes away or it doesn't get adjusted or considered. But if your concern is that first pay period, that takes care of that first pay period or first two pay periods.
My concern is following the policy,
Yeah.
which states that a decision is to be made in December.
And that does that because it gives an extension. And if you'd rather do research on that, I mean, we've got our next week's meeting, so we could have an extension of the budget, and there's probably another accountant you could visit with to get information. I want to make sure I'm not misinterpreting what was said or that procedure, but it is an accounting procedure that is used occasionally because sometimes not everything is in place at the end of the year and you still have to forge ahead to the next year. But if you want to research that, I mean, just find out some information. We do meet next week.
Yes, we do. Yes. I'm asking if that's what the Board of County Commissioners would like for me to do.
I wouldn't care for it. I'd rather move ahead, but I'll defer overall.
Move ahead.
I think we took it off the agenda for that, so we'd have to make a motion to, and what we did today, take it off and then do it the third.
Mhm.
For the first Thursday in January,
It would be, I believe, the second.
second, yeah, it is right, you're right.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, like we were going to. Anything else I want to say? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried.